So transitioning into our next part is reading actual drill. So you're gonna get a little dot, I guess you could say like a coordinate on a map, and it's gonna say it's gonna give you a front to back and a side to side, and it's one exact point on the field. So if, for example, we're gonna say I am on the 50, 10 steps behind the front hash. So we're on our 50, right here on this yard line, and we go 10 steps behind this front hash right here. This is our little step part. So we go from here, we're gonna take 10 steps. So remember, that's splitting. So there you go, 10 steps on the 50. So there you go. That's gonna be your little dot. If my pen will work, there you go. That's where your dot would be. So you would stand here with your feet standing in first, with our heels meeting, surrounding the dot in the middle. So yeah, so that's how you'll find a dot. I'll go more into detail in the next video with our actual drill sheet, I guess you could say, on the UDB app. But this is just a basic idea of what the spot would look like if I give you those coordinates. So next up, I'm going to show you a real, actual drill page. So this is one dot. So this is my page 0. So yeah, I'm just using this as an example. So we're going to find our instructions over here in this area in the top right. This is going to give me all my directions to find my dot. So I'm going to say the first thing we look at is our stage, which side of the field we're on. So mine says stage right, SR. So that means if I'm facing this way, because this is the director, this is the front ensemble, if I'm facing this way, this will be my stage right. So that means I'm on the side of the field, from the 50 to the side is stage right. And then I'm gonna look at my instructions, 4 steps inside the 45. So like we said earlier in the other video, we're on this side and we go to our 45 on this side, and it says inside the 45. So that means we're going towards the 50. So that's 4, which means we're splitting yard lines. So this is about here. Sorry if it gets a little wordy. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot of information. So we're going 4 steps inside the 45. So that would be about here. And then lastly, we want to look at our front to back. 4 steps behind the front hash, FH. So this just means that this is talking about a high school field. You guys can just disregard that. It doesn't really matter because you're not going to be going on a college field anytime. Well, in the next year or something. Okay. So this is our front, 4 steps behind the front hash. So I'm going to go to my front hash, which it's pretty hard to tell on this sheet, but if I look here, this is my front hash right here. So if I look, this is my front hash about here, here, the little tiny dots right here, that's the front hash. So I'm going to say, it says 4 behind the front hash. So that's my front hash. And I'm going to take 4 steps behind it. So remember, I'm 4 steps inside the 45, 4 steps behind the front hash. So here is my dot. This is where I'm going to be on set 0. So that's how I'm going to find every dot. So every single page will have a drill part or drill coordinate, and so we're basically just going from dot to dot to dot all the way around our field to make shapes and make a show. So yeah, so this is 0, and then my next one would be it could be over here or over here or wherever, and I'm just gonna take however many counts it says to get to each set. So yeah, that's a basic idea of how to use the band app, and then how to find a dot using instructions. So next I'm going to talk about dot books and how to fill that in using these directions with like shorthand.